breaking news at this hour. New information has been released regarding the death of Veronica Butler. And a warning to viewers, the details you're about to hear are disturbing. The Texas County Medical Examiner's Office released Butler's full autopsy report a couple of hours ago, and it comes a day after the judge denied a motion from Tiffany Adams, Tad Cullum, and Cole Twilby to keep the report sealed for another 6 months. The autopsy report shows that Butler was stabbed and cut 30 times. She hit on the back of the head, and the report also says that Butler has what appears to be stun gun marks on the back of her neck and upper back. A third of her injuries came while she was defending herself. The medical examiner says that Veronica likely grabbed the knife twice that sliced her fingers. It's also the medical examiner's opinion that Veronica's death was very quick.
So just, again, we hear all of these all of this information coming from the autopsy. And it's not, I guess when you hear it and you don't see it, I've attended autopsies. They're very ugly, but they're necessary. And the NYPD, in every homicide case, the case detective from homicide and the case detective from the detective squad must attend the autopsy, So what we found out, of course, the full autopsy report for the second Kansas mom, found buried in a freezer in a cow pasture after being reported missing on a road trip, has been released. The report, conducted by the Oklahoma Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, determined that Veronica Butler, who was 27 years old at the time of her death, suffered 30 sharp force injuries, including 9 stab wounds. The report obtained by KOKH said 10 of the wounds were consistent with Butler trying to defend herself, including grabbing the knife blade with her right hand. Given the extent of Miss Butler's injuries, including defects to both of her internal jugular veins, with resultant exsanguination, which is the emptying of all your blood in your body, exsanguination. It's my opinion that her death was very quick and likely occurred before she was placed inside the freezer and buried, the report said. This opinion is additionally supported by the fact that her body appeared to have remained exactly how it was placed inside the freezer. The autopsy was released over 2 weeks after the report on Jilian Kelly, who was 39. The other mom who went missing on the road trip was released, revealing more details about her death. Kelly's report listed the probable cause of death as multiple sharp force trauma injuries, including 9 stab wounds and 7 other cuts. She also died trying to defend herself, according to the report. The report said Kelly was also most likely dead before being placed in the freezer. Butler and Kelly were last seen on March 30th, heading to pick up their children before their car was found abandoned near the Oklahoma-Kansas border with foul play suspected. Both women's bodies were found in a cow pasture inside a chest freezer. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation announced on April 13th that Tad Burt Cullum, who was 43 years old, you see him on the upper in the middle on this thumbnail, Tiffany Michelle Adams, Cole Earl Twombly, and Cora Twombly were taken into custody in connection with the murders. And of course, the 5th suspect, Paul Grice, was arrested shortly after the other arrests were made. And again, there's Paul Grice. And we know that they belonged to a religiously affiliated anti-government group called God's Misfits. It was unclear if Grice was involved in the same anti-government group. I believe he was. Adams, one of the women arrested, is reportedly the grandmother of Butler's 2 children. Their motive, investigators say, was to get custody of the kids. Wrangler Rickman, Adams' son, had custody of the children, but was confirmed to be in an Oklahoma rehab facility when the women disappeared. Butler was allowed supervised visitation with her children every Saturday and was likely to be granted unsupervised visitation during an upcoming hearing per court documents. The state is arguing that all the defendants should face a preliminary hearing together instead of separate hearings, since they allege that all 5 conspired and participated in the murders of Butler and Kelly. The hearings for the Twombleys, Cullum, and Adams, they already had these hearings, but as you can understand, as defendants, they're trying to get these cases severed so they can sort of separate their cases. And one person I think that would, I believe Cora Twombly, if she was anyone, and she's the one all the way on the right here in this thumbnail, if she was ever one to cooperate with the state, it would be her perhaps that might cut a deal. But what we also realize is that the Twombly's daughter, 16-year-old daughter, has fully cooperated in this investigation. And her dad, Cole, and the mom, Cora, both made statements to the daughter about cleaning up the pickup truck and that you wouldn't have to worry about Veronica Butler anymore. All talking about Veronica Butler in the past tense. So they may use the 16-year-old daughter of the Twombleys as a witness, and they won't have to cut anyone involved in this. Any one of these 4 or this 5 who actually admitted to murdering Veronica Butler, you won't have to cut any of these people a deal because you have a strong enough case against them. And the grandma, Tiffany Adams, as we had reported very early on in this investigation, she made statements that she was involved in it and was involved in the murder when she was first arrested. So I think the state has a very, very strong case against these people. This was early on. Did the anti-government group God's Misfits facilitate the murders of the Kansas moms? Well, I think we pretty much know the answer to that. So this is Police Off the Cuff, real crime stories. If you like real crime, true crime from a police perspective, then hit that subscribe button on the screen. Hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, hit the like button, and share us with your friends and your family. And if you want to contribute to us in a financial way, we have a Patreon with 4 different levels. And we also have a YouTube channel membership with 5 different levels. And you can join the Police Off the Cuff family through joining either Patreon or our YouTube channel memberships. Legal-minded friends, Karen Cole, always great to see you, Karen. It always looks like you're drinking a glass of milk in that little thumbnail that you're on the screen with. Cindy Birch, hello at Police Off the Cuff and everyone in this live chat. Good to see you. Lotus in the chat. If there had already been attempts on that girl's life, she should have had a police escort when seeing her children, not a social worker type. Yeah, they were a little bit clandestine in their ways that they in their attempt. It wasn't that out there, but they had admitted that they had tried to set her up to kill her at one other time. The love of God, Cora tried to indoctrinate her daughter into not caring about life or humans. You know, I always get some people from the area in the chat, and I really appreciate that. Hawkeyes, there's a few keeping this on the forefront. Derek, Avon Relaford, Carrie Moody, Primetime Crime, and love Police Off the Cuff. Love this, and thank you, sir. Hawkeyes, thank you so much.